Hello there, welcome. God bless you. Fornication and its meaning. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. It is the main verse for today's video. Today I got a comment on my previous video about this same subject, okay? And the comment was trying to say that the meaning for the word fornication and its original Greek word porneia should not be only prostitution, should be a broader, meaningful way of understanding it. But it is not. It is a narrow meaning for the word porneia, and it only means prostitution. Okay, I'm gonna show you here on the scripture, and then later I suggest you also to watch my previous video about this subject. So forget about sex before marriage. That's a lie from the tradition of the Catholicism. Okay. So let's keep here. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. So this is the comment, okay, that I got. So I point to him that the word itself is intended to describe, to name the act, not the other way around, not the contrary. So the word that Paul uses is to describe the act of the son having his father's wife, not the act to describe the word. You get me? Okay, so let's read it. So, but the guy put some Bible versions of this verse, three Bible versions of this verse, so it was very helpful. So I got here the literal standard version. It says whoredom is actually heard. So this is the correct translation. Okay, instead of fornication or sexual immorality, whoredom could be also translated as prostitution. The same thing. Okay, whoredom is actually heard of among you, and such whoredom as is not named among the nations, as here's the act, as that one has the wife of the father. So what it means, the guy and his father's wife were having a transactional sex. The guy was paying for her to have sex. Or she paying him, I don't think so. Probably the guy paying her to have sex with her, right? Here, I'm gonna read another verses from 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Very clear, it's showing here that prostitution or sexual immorality, as it is found on some translations like this one, it is actually prostitution. Okay, verse 13 of chapter 6 of 1 Corinthians, it says, food is meant for the stomach, and the stomach for food. And God will destroy both one and the other. The body is not meant for sexual immorality. Okay. And see, we're gonna see here the next verses showing that this sexual immorality is actually prostitution, because it is a product of a prostitute. But for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. And God raised the Lord and will also raise us up by his power. By the way, I just made a video last week about the resurrection of the saints for the last day. So after, you go check that video also if you like. Here, verse 15. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? See? Prostitution. Never. Verse 16. Or do you not know that he who is joined to a prostitute becomes one body with her? For as it is written, the two will become one flesh. Unfortunately, I don't have in my hand right now another version to read, right? The other verse I copied on a separate piece of paper. But here we have, even with this very poor translation, we can see that fornication or sexual immorality is actually prostitution, sex for money only. On the entire Bible, you're gonna see it. On the Old Testament as well. And go ahead, I'm gonna leave the video, my previous video, on this comment section, also in the description of this video. And on that video, I'm also explain the original meaning for the word of fornication that comes from fornix, etc. But here, to conclude this video, I'm gonna read it, Revelation chapter 19, okay? Later, you can read it starting on chapter 17. You can read it chapter 17, 18, and then 19. Also, you're gonna see that fornication is a product of a prostitute, okay? Which means that it is actually prostitution or whoredom. Okay, see here, chapter 19, verse 2. It says, for his judgment are true and just, for he has judged the great prostitute who corrupted the earth with her immorality, actually prostitution, and has avenged on her the blood of his servants. Okay, so may God bless you. Keep studying the scripture. There's a lot of scripture mistranslated, misinterpreted, mainly due to the tradition that have been preached, and then sometimes the translator put their own ideas on the text, their own doctrines, right? But we have plenty of translations to research and tools to search and find out the truth of the scripture. Okay, so may God bless you. Keep the faith. Subscribe. Okay, and see the other videos. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.